Hello, I'm Sue Romanoff from Edison Group, and today I'm joined by Samson Fung, CMO of Molecure. Welcome, Samson.
Welcome too, and thank you for having me.
Of course. Could you provide a recap of the upcoming phase 2 study for your lead clinical asset, OATD1, and background of its potentially disease-modifying KIT1 inhibitor?
Of course. We are going to test OATD01 in pulmonary sarcoidosis. There are quite a few diseases where our compound could work, but pulmonary sarcoidosis seems to be the one where we can demonstrate the effect of the drug best. Pulmonary sarcoidosis is a disease that affects the lungs. It hits around up to 50 people out of 100,000. It's a global disease. It hits people at the age of 25 to 45. Many patients need treatment, some do not. Those who need treatment usually start with corticosteroids and then may progress to more heavy immunosuppressants. There is no registered treatment for sarcoidosis. So in our preclinical program, we have seen, and we could demonstrate, that we may have a disease-modifying mechanism. Obviously, we need to demonstrate this in humans. That's why we are doing this global phase 2 proof of concept study.
So Molecure's had some notable regulatory milestones, including an FDA IND submission. Could you brief us on this front?
Indeed, we have just last week submitted the IND to the FDA. This is a major milestone for the product as well as for the company. In case we get IND implicit approval, that means if the FDA does not come back to us with questions within the next 3 weeks, we can start. They may come back with questions because we are a very innovative agent and also a very innovative concept. Then once we have answered those questions successfully, we will be open to do studies in the United States. This submission will be followed suit by submission to the EMA, the European authorities, which will take place around mid-August of this year.
Okay. It would also be helpful if you could provide an update on your second clinical asset, OATD02, an oral potent selective dual arginase inhibitor for the treatment of cancer.
This compound is now in phase 1, first in human study, this compound is the only dual inhibitor for arginase 1 and 2. There are all other compounds around, but they only inhibit arginase 1. We believe, we are convinced, that the double hit is the more effective mechanism. We are testing this compound in solid tumor patients. Currently, there are 3 patients in our study. The first patient with a lower dose, then we slowly escalate. We do anticipate that we can dose up to 30 milligrams. We're currently at 5. We do, however, think that 20 milligrams will be our maximum tolerated dose. Results for this are expected end of this year in Q4. And once successful, then this will open up the opportunity to go into combination treatments with checkpoint inhibitors or chemotherapies in solid tumors, but also in hematological malignancies. So basically all of oncology.
Yeah, so this has been a big year for Molecure, as you now are the sole owner of 2 clinical programs in the first-in-class potential. What are the key catalysts investors should look for the balance of the year?
Well, we are already half year through and summer vacation is coming up. Nevertheless, there are some important milestones we are about to achieve. In Q3, we will obviously have or expecting approval by the FDA and by the European authorities for the O1 study. In O2, we do expect the first patient to get into the rollover study. A rollover study is to supply the patient with drug even though the study has ended and the patient has a benefit. So hopefully the first patient already will be entered into that study. In Q4, we do expect for the sarcoidosis study for the O1 program, the first patients to be enrolled. And in O2 that we can claim the MTD to be reached. So a lot of work, a lot of data coming up.
Yeah, that sounds good. So thank you, Samson, for helping us better understand your company. Thank you all for joining us here today. If you'd like to learn more about Molecure, please refer to edisongroup.com. Thank you.